Oh, that's why it's over there. Damn it. Hello. I just realised the book I use usually for every live is behind me down here. I was wondering why it felt a bit weird. There we go. Got it. Hello. Welcome to DansDen Live number 24. And I don't have a topic today. I've got nothing to bring. I've got really nothing to bring to the table. So we're going to wait to see what people coming in and then ask them, find out what they want to know, because I'm out. I'm fresh out. I'm fresh out of things to discuss. I mean, I might get something out of the quote that we have today. Hopefully it gives us a little meat, but nonetheless, we'll see. Now, I'm aware that the lives have been going on for quite some time. They've been running for like an hour and 50 minutes. But today I'm going to have quite a hard stop at 1:30. So I'm going to be cutting it off right there. I'm going to leave it there because it's important that I do that. There'll be phone calls I need to make later on. So I just want to be able to make sure that I can do that and get on with the rest of my day. So it'll be 1:30, solid stop right there. And then we'll leave it there. But yeah, for the meantime, we'll wait for people to come in and see how things are going. So how has the last 24 hours been? Interesting. I will just talk about my workout while we wait. I did a bit of exercise yesterday and actually felt really good, to be honest. As I was doing it, it spoke to this thing of how growing up, I just started to just collect things together and build, not build things per se exactly, but just started to kind of pick up some habits and so on and some routines and stuff. And along the way, though, these habits and routines or whatever would fall by the wayside. For example, when I started working out, a lot of the time it was just running. So working out, exercising, however you want to call it, I would just run. But then I kind of got bored of running and I thought, what else can I do? So I started doing weights and I even got a personal trainer. So of course I thought, oh, what if I were able to, do some weights and lift? So I even got a personal trainer to help me lift properly. But then I kind of got tired of lifting weights and I looked at things like CrossFit and, the TRX 90 or whatever the hell it was called. I can't remember what it was called. Insanity Workout 90. I don't know, something like that. And it was all like basically power movements and, really quick and fast exercises and stuff like that. And I did that. And over time, it would all kind of fall aside. And I go, well, what's the point in me learning all of this if I'm not going to stick by it? And I kind of beat myself up about it. But as I continued to grow, what I started to learn was that whenever I got sick of one form of exercise, I was able to pick up another one that I used to do. And of course, it was harder to pick it up because I hadn't done it for a while. So I know, for example, it's not TRX, what's it called? The Insanity stuff workout. It's basically HIIT training, so high intensity interval training, where you do loads of exercise for a short period of time, then have a break, and then have loads of exercise for a short period of time. I think if I did that now, I would struggle massively because I haven't done that for ages. I have not done that for a very long time, and I think that would really put me down. But when I go running, I'm still pretty good with the running. And then when I do weights, I find I'm still pretty strong. But I jump. I kind of switch between them depending on where I'm at with certain things. So yeah, I found that that's actually been really beneficial. And I was thinking about that yesterday, as well as a number of things, such as, at what point do certain things that I picked up growing up become of any benefit to me? At what point have they actually played a strength to me? And I've just found that it's strange because it speaks to this element of you never know when something's going to be a benefit. You never know when something's going to play a role in a positive working for you. And it can just be random world events that can come about. And suddenly you're like, oh, now this is helpful. That's interesting. So this quarantine, while being quite a difficult period for everyone, has also shown me how some of the little things that I picked up along the way have become suddenly really useful for me. And exercise was one of them. Just like, oh, I can do this now. I can imagine how many people out there, for example, had lived alone or lived, uni or whatever, and started learning to cook, even when they were younger, like cooking for their family and stuff, and never really understood what the benefits were of that. And so, they were just like, I could just learn to cook. It's fine. I took advantage of it. And now they live alone and they're having to cook for themselves. And obviously they don't have access to delivery food and stuff. And all they can do is cook for themselves. And it could be that moment of, if I wasn't cooking for the family growing up or anything like that, then I wouldn't know how to cook for myself right now. And this would be really hard. And it's just little things like that that I think are making a really massive difference to people out there. And I think it's worth noting because we'll never, oh, hang on, let me turn up. we'll never really know how much something has benefited us until we actually are forced to use it and utilize it, where there are no other options. And otherwise, we just kind of take it for granted. And I wonder, I do think, how many people, because of the experiences they have not been able to have or simply have denied themselves, are really struggling right now because there were things that they could have learned that actually could have played a really big role in what they're doing right now. And it's all, I mean, all of this while I was exercising yesterday during a workout. So, you know, you could maybe argue that it wasn't that intense, but I was pretty knackered by the end of it. So cut me some slack. Also, I mean, it's a challenge because I think with legs, I'm really paranoid about this whole never skip leg day thing. And the last thing I ever want is to look like an apple on a pair of twigs. But I always want to keep my legs strong. But it's tough because when you get to a certain point of lifting weights with your legs, like I was able to push 100 kilo presses with my legs, and you know that's pretty heavy. And obviously now, where am I going to magically find 100 kilos kicking around my house? Where am I going to do that? I can't pick up a load of doors and press them. I mean, I weigh about that, but again, my legs are a large part of that, and I'm not lifting my legs because I'm lifting with my legs, so it doesn't quite work. I mean, it feels more like I'm lifting like 30, 40, 20, it's really light. So that's a challenge, and finding out how to make that work is hard. So what I've been doing is doing piston squats, which is basically where you do squats with one leg only and just leave it there. So yeah, it's been a tough time. Now I'm going to get up all the files that I need for this episode. So I'm just going to bring those together. And then actually, while I wait for people to come in, I'm also going to do a little hunt for a quiz to do today. So hang on and see what kind of quiz we can do. Because actually this is the longest time it's taken for any person ever to join a live. So this happened a while back. I remember, I think it was number 8. It was number 8 or number 6, episode 8 or 6, where literally, it wasn't that no one came in. It's the fact that the connection was so bad that there was almost no point in doing it. So I remember I logged out, started again, and yeah, and it was still really bad. And it was like, well, maybe there's no point in us doing this. Maybe we should just leave it here. So it might have been that. Right, hang on. I think I know what to do. Oh no, can I? Let's see. Let's try this. Now, what I'm concerned about. Oh, okay. Oh, hi, Veronica. Hello. How's it going? Oh yeah, okay. This will do. We'll do this one. Nice and easy. 10 questions, done. Okay, found a quiz. Hi, Veronica. Welcome in. Do you know what? For a second there, I'm not joking. I genuinely was getting to the place where I was like, I don't think anyone's going to show up today. I think this will be the day. This will be the day when no one turns up, and you know, I'll talk for 15 minutes and go, well, I guess that's the live. See you later, everyone. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I'm okay. I've had a bit of a slow morning, but we're here now, and I feel all right. I've got my water ready to go. In fact, yes, that's what I need, some water. I'm going to get some of that in me. Also, I said, depending on who joins and when, I will be coming off 1:30 at the very latest. I was a hard finish at 1:30 because I'm aware that while I didn't think anyone was going to join. No, well, usually people are in by about the 6-minute mark, right? So usually people are here by like 12:05. But it got to like 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes, and I was like, no one's here. Is anyone coming? So thankfully, because of my skill of being able to talk myself into anything, I was just talking and sharing, you know, kind of doing like a vlog, if you like, until someone turned up. So yeah, it was fine. And some water. But yeah, so lately I've known that it's gone to like 1 hour and 50 minutes. And it's not that I don't want to do that. It's just that there are some days where I can't let it go that long. I have to stop at a certain point because I'll have things that I need to get done like immediately after the live. So so today's one of those days. 1:30, we're done. No matter what we're doing, it's done. So we have to kind of prepare for that as we go on. But yeah, how's things going with you, Veronica? How was yesterday? You said you had to go. Did you go and do the thing? Is it done? Is everything well? How are things going over on your end? I was also talking, before you joined, I was talking about some of the little things that we pick up along the way that don't seem to be of any benefit to us until suddenly we have no option but to acknowledge them. And we're like, oh, Oh, that's handy now. Okay. And this was in regards to my exercising yesterday. I was having a whole conversation with myself during exercise yesterday. So yeah, how has the last 24 hours been for Veronica? How has everything been going? Well, went to the pharmacy. It wasn't that busy, surprising. Okay, yeah, fair enough. And actually, yeah, because you went roughly around lunchtime. So technically, unless everyone had already been, and it was fine. Because I went shopping. I think I told you I went shopping yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, and yeah, and it wasn't. It was busy, but not that busy. It wasn't desperately busy. And even though obviously just social distancing, etc., etc. But even then, there weren't that many people there, and I was worried it was actually going to be really, really bad. But it wasn't that bad at all. The guy was at the door letting people in, had a full-on shield thing over his face. Fair. Well, no, that makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because of course, if people are going to the pharmacy, they're probably actually sick, maybe not even with coronavirus, but with God knows what. So who knows? There's a good chance that people are actually going and are actually ill. So fair play, like put on a full-on, what was it, like a knight's shield, like helmet thing, like metal with the eye slits. And he was there like, next. One more, come through. It could have well been, and it does make a little bit of sense. Okay, I'm going to pick the page while we're doing this. I'm going to pick it blindly, like there. Okay, I'm going to put my little bit of rope through it. There we go. Done. Yeah, I was going to say as well, I know usually I come in here and I have stuff to say, but today there's no topic really. There's nothing for me to bring to the table today, because the last couple of days I've been like, I want to talk about this or I want to talk about that. But no, there's been nothing. I will say this, actually, no, because I shared this with a friend of mine this morning, and this is actually true, is I think one of the tougher things is this is something I've become aware of. So I've been a bit naughty in that, like, my family have wanted to do Zoom calls, and a friend of mine has actually been wanting to catch up with me in a while. He's like, oh, we should do this. And I actually got a message from another family member yesterday being like, oh, we haven't spoken in a while. We should talk. And I've had this thing of like, about what? And it sounds harsh, but I'll explain. I've basically been there going, I don't, like, it's weird. I don't want to talk to anyone because of who they are, and it's them. It's not that. It's actually that I've got nothing to share. Either that, we're just talking about the same thing I've already talked about. And I'm like, I don't know. And it's a very selfish place to be from, I know, but that's basically been it. It's like, what can I share? What is there to talk about? Past the small talk, the same thing. And it's like I've already had the conversation in my head before we've even got there. I've been invited to have a conversation, and I'm like, I know exactly how that conversation's going to go. So I almost think, what's the point in having it? And it's very naughty, because I know that some people, it's not about me and what I want. It's obviously more about what they want to do and the human interaction they want to have. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm still not going to be of much use there, because I'm going to struggle to have stuff to talk about. Aside from, and this is where I've realized this is the thing, is people who want to talk to me about stuff that I'm up to, and being able to have a kind of a mutual understanding of a conversation around that area of things. And that's where I've really been like, I'll talk about that, because it's outside of the norms of what I'm usually discussing in the moment, which is, the protests going on, the 5G towers getting burned, the coronavirus in general, quarantine. It's already become quite boring in my eyes. And so now when people want to talk, I'm like, I mean, about what? We've both been locked up in our houses for ages. I don't know what you could share that could be of any interest, but who knows? I mean, I think the cat yesterday caught a mouse. Quite a big mouse, though. Was it a mouse? Hang on, I'm just gonna have a look at this, because it might not have been. What does that look like? Oh, it could have been a vole. Could have been a vole. What's the difference between a mouse and a vole? A vole doesn't seem to have a toe. A toe? What did I just say? A vole doesn't seem to have a tail. It does have a tail, but it's a small tail. So it definitely wasn't a vole. Hang on. I put mouse. Yeah, no, 100% it was a mouse. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why people are scared of these things. They're so cute. They're just, obviously they're little scattery little buggers, but look at them. They're just squirrels. I was going to say squirrels without wings. The squirrels without, the climbing and the agility. That's all it is. A squirrel without the agility. That's it. That's what it is. What on earth is that? Is that a fish hook? My God, that's terrifying. What the shit? Oh, Jesus. Ugh. It's a weird ass fish hook. It's got a very strange, yeah. What for? Hang on. Strike Pro, the biggest piece of fishing news in Sweden. Yes, we're confident. All right, okay, it's just shaped like a mouse. What on earth is that? Is that a mouse with an ear on the side of it? Oh, yeah. There was a mouse with an ear on its back. Fantastic. Well, there you go. Been sharing that as well. That's been going on. Yeah, so the cat caught a mouse, and I had to clean that up. And the thing is, that's trippy about cats when they catch mice is that both my partner and I have experienced this. Is that it's to the downfall of the cat, but mainly I want to say to the downfall of us, because when a cat catches a mouse, what happens is the mouse can either play dead or be in shock. And so the cat can think, oh, yeah, I caught myself an animal. Look at me. I'm the great warrior and hunter. Bring it into the house, being like, look, guys, look at this thing I've brought you. Now I'm going to train you to hunt the same thing. And it's there. And it can look dead. But the moment the cat puts the mouse down the floor, the mouse can, at that point, scuttle to the nearest, hardest place to find. And what's terrifying about that is that basically then there is a mouse loose in the house. And the mouse can leave droppings, it can chew stuff, and generally cause a mess and spread stuff that you don't really want it to spread. So you kind of want it out of the house. And yeah, that's something that the mice are really good at as well. And this is what happened yesterday. The cat was meowing, and it was meowing weird. It was doing like a muffled meow, and I was thinking, oh, I don't like the sound of that. Maybe the cat's hurt. So I was worried the cat was hurt. So I, went downstairs and it had this big mouse in its mouth. And all I was thinking was, please don't put the mouse down. Just leave it in your mouth. Keep it there. Don't drop it. So I run to get a kitchen towel. Thankfully, I think it was in shock still. It didn't move. So I was able to pick it up. But then I thought, well, this thing could still be in shock. It could still be, in a bad way. So I put the mouse in the kitchen towel. Veronica, we're going to talk about that. Jesus Christ. Put it in the kitchen towel, put that in a mini cheddar multi-bag, tied that up, then put that in another bag, I think like a broken carrier bag, plastic bag, then put that in the parcel bag. You know how sometimes parcels get delivered in those bags? And then I put that in that bag because I thought if this thing's alive, I was really determined to make sure that thing did not get out. Because then, of course, it was in the big bag. And I thought if this thing wakes up, it's going to try and chew its way out of the bags. And I really can't have that. So I literally put it in all of these different bags to ensure that it couldn't escape. Even though actually these mice are pretty, they'll escape. They'll find a way for sure. But there you go. Right. So your old cat bought a full-on baby bunny in. Gee, was it alive? I hope so. I don't think it was. Because cats are little bastards, aren't they? Like one of the mice that it brought in, actually, this is another annoying thing. So when it was my partner, I was out shopping and I came home and it was my partner who was unfortunately stuck with this live animal in the house. But what the cat had done is also injured the leg. So the leg was bleeding everywhere and it was in the kitchen. We didn't want it to come into the living room because the carpet's in there. And obviously the living room becomes a challenge because it's easier to get into the corners and under the couches and in all the difficult places. And the thing is, it moves so fast. It was alive. Oh my God. And yeah, so it was bleeding out. So what we didn't want was blood spread all over the place and just a little, outdoor, I'm just going to say it, like dirty, diseased animal potentially running through our house. But still, it managed to leave blood all upside the bin, all on the wall, all along the floor, everywhere, because the cat injured it first, naturally, as it does. So, oh God, the poor thing. So was the baby bunny okay? Or was it in a bad way? Is that what it was? It was in a bad way. Poor thing. A baby bunny as well. Oh, the cat. They're such bastards. They're really not nice. It's not pleasant. It's not okay and it's not fair. Poor cat. I mean, poor bunny. Poor bunny. That's what I meant to say. That's naughty. It's rude and mean. Right. That's not okay. It's not fair. I tell you what, while you leave that last comment, I'm going to head on to do this. Excuse me, Veronica. I'm going to head on to do this quote. I'll do this one. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That'll be interesting. Look at that one. And actually, I've got stuff to talk about on that as well. So I'll have a discussion about that. So the cat was just acting strange one day, and he kept sitting by this one spot. Okay, so we had to see what was there, and we just found it. The bunny was fine, but we think it was so scared. Okay, fine. As long as the bunny was fine. But yeah, that's the other thing cats do, isn't it? They'll stay by their prey and just like. I know. Hang on. So I've got two different theories as to why cats. Why do cats bring mice home? Bring you live mice. Let's do this. Right. Cats are hunters, and this is still ingrained to some extent, even in domestic cats. Well, yeah, they may no longer have to hunt for their food, but as their ancestors once did. But their predatory instincts remain, and this is one of the main reasons why some cats are believed to be compelled to bring home prey for their owner. Yeah, but why? That's why. That doesn't answer the question. Hang on. Why do cats bring home dead animals? Let's try this. Right. In the wild, cat mothers teach their young how to eat their food by bringing home dead or injured prey. By leaving a dead animal on the back porch, your cat is acting out its natural role as mother and teacher. You, her loving owner, represent her surrogate family. Yeah, so I know about that one. So that's the thing. They bring home dead animals to kind of help teach you how to eat. And I think it's a cute thing. So I know it's a present and a gift, and they're trying to say, hey, I just want to teach you how to do this thing. It's just because I want you to learn, right? Even though it's bloody annoying. And actually, I don't want to become an expert in catching mice. That's the thing. I'm not interested in learning how to gut, eat, or hunt mice. But of course, the cat's like, no, you do, because we're family now. You are a cat, much like I am. So we're going to learn how to do this together. So we're going to start with dead animals. Here's a dead one. Now, the next step, and actually this makes sense because I wasn't there at the time, but this cat, when we lived in a different place, did bring home a live bird. Now that's expert mode. A bird, because that thing can cause so much damage. Feathers everywhere. It travels in 3 dimensions, not just, across a plane, a flat horizontal plane, but it also elevates. It crosses both axes at the same time, and thus renders it a much bigger risk and a greater hunting challenge. And also it's generally fluttery, and birds can of course fly at you generally, and it's all very much like ah. So that's like expert mode. A bird is not okay. Bunnies and mice, and a bunny's all right as well because it's larger. Like it's a much easier purchase for a bunny, even though it can still bite you, which you don't want. It's a much better purchase for a bunny. Mice, little scuttery little bastards, and they move quick. They're out, done, boom, I'm gone. See you later. And they know how to be small and how to get into the corners of stuff. They know how to hide, and that's frustrating. So, it's different difficulty levels for each animal. And I find that really, really, really frustrating. So, yeah, it's basically like, right, I'll bring in a dead one and you'll learn how to deal with that, even though I won't eat it. But the cat doesn't care because it's like, well, you dealt with it. It's gone. Fair play. Then, of course, the next one was it brought home an injured one. So here's one that's already hurt. Here's one that's not dead but maimed. Catch this one. And then it's almost like the next level is, right, here's a live one. I haven't hurt it at all. It's live. I'm going to get you to work on this. Work on this. And, oh, for God's sake, no, it's not. It's not okay. So here we go. It says, why do cats bring home live animals? Sometimes they bring the live animals for the kittens to practice on. Kittens. Mostly, though, it's because cats like to practice their hunting. And bringing a mouse back to the house where it's safe is a good idea in their minds. Well, in the wild, a cat would catch its prey and then take it to the shelter to eat it or bury it. So also, it's not actually doing it for us. It's doing it for them. It's bringing a mouse home so it can practice hunting. And of course, that's not helpful because don't practice hunting in the house. You practice outside. Let it get away. Don't bring it here. We don't want you to practice in the house. We want you to practice outside. This is not a hunting ground. This is not a training ground for you to cat. This is a playground and a practice ground for you to sleep, eat, be stroked, and maybe claw at stuff. But it's not a place for you to bring new animals because we do not have the funding, the capacity, the emotional stability, or the general stability to deal with another animal in the house that we don't want here. So please, can you not bring that in here? You don't bring friends around without letting us know. Sorry. That's not okay, especially when they're bleeding all over the place. No, sir. We're not doing it. Not today. So I just don't, honestly. No. Big no. I mean, I'm wondering, actually, wait, hang on. I'm wondering if there's cat flaps that prevent animals. Here we go. There's the... Oh, what? Cat flap uses AI to punish pets' killer instincts. I mean, that sounds pretty bad. Okay, here we go. So... a cat flap that automatically bars entry to a pet if it tries to enter with prey in its jaws has been built as a DIY project by an Amazon employee. Amazing. There you go, see? There you go. Ben Ham used machine learning software to train a system to recognize when its cat metric was approaching with a rodent or bird in its mouth. When it detected such an attack, he said, a computer attached to the flap's lock triggered a 50-minute shutdown. Mr. Ham unveiled his invention at an event in Seattle last month. When was this? July 2019. Okay. Deep Lens, a video camera specifically designed to be used in special machine learning experiments in SageMaker. Okay. A service that allows customers to either build third-party algorithms. Okay. So hang on. This is really interesting. So here we go. So they've actually got, it's got a picture, an image thing that basically will know when the cat's got something in its mouth and it just doesn't let the cat in. Brilliant. And here's another one. I did something similar for training the cat and teaching her not to be on the table. I mean, that's a big one as well. When the cat was detected, an MP3 shouted her to go. Unfortunately, she understood eventually that the deep lens wasn't a threat. Yeah, that's a problem. You know, Hey, Grace, welcome in. Hello. We're talking about cats and pets and then bringing prey in. There was a trick I saw about, because I don't really like having cats on the surfaces either. It bothers me because of all the fur, and again, they walk out into the dirt and stuff, and then they're walking God knows what all over the kitchen surface, all over surfaces, and we don't know. It's all right, Grace. Welcome in. I mean, I will say quickly, everyone was late today, and I've thought to myself, no one's going to log in today. It got to like 7.5 minutes, and I was like, no one's here. Where is everyone? A bit nervous. What was I going to say? I've forgotten. It's gone. Oh, it's gone. Hang on. My hamster throws her food out of pouches all over the floor. Yeah, what's that about? Okay, let's. I'm gonna have a look at that. What was I going to say? Crap. Oh, it's gone. Damn it. Oh yes, I saw. So people using techniques to get their cats off the surfaces. So one really effective one that I saw was what's this? Oh, okay. Interesting. One thing I saw was people putting tin foil on the kitchen surface, because of course they make such an irritating noise to cats that when people jump on the surfaces, the cats would immediately, and I actually trialed this once. I put kitchen, and the cat hated it. Literally jump on the surface and immediately be like, oh, what the hell? Ah! And jump off again. Another one is putting like sticky tape down, which is kind of wasteful. But there was another one I saw where this thing that would pick up whenever a cat was on a surface and spray water at it, and the cat would immediately jump down. But as long as it posed a threat. So hang on, hamster throws food. Oh, poop out of cage, food out of bowl. What does this mean? Knocking over the food dish constantly. I'm gonna explain this one to you, Grace. It stinks and it's gross. Yeah, I think it's because it's too much to carry when she's around. So hang on. I've had my hamster for about a year now, and she's been great. I had to leave her at home under care of my brother. I come back for summer and notice odd behavior. Now when you feed her in a bowl, she goes over to it and literally throws outside of the cage whatever she doesn't want or eat alike. She mainly searches for sunflower seeds and throws everything else out. Now she's knocking over an entire food bowl altogether and spilling it all over the cage and floor at the moment I put it in or the day after. Right, so here we go. Hamsters are rather picky creatures. My hamster used to do that, and they still do. I give them lab blocks now, since that way they can't pick and choose their food. Yes, it does get very boring for them, so I still bury some of their food under the bedding for them to scavenge. If you refill her food dish right after she eats all her favorites, that's not a good idea. It's like serving a kid dinner and dessert. And when they only eat dessert, you give them some more dessert. When my hamsters used to do that, yeah, I made my point that they had to finish all their food before they got some more. So you may also want to remove some of the sunflower seeds since too many are bad. To prevent her knocking over the food dish, you could try buying a ceramic food bowl. They're heavy and hard to knock over and come in cute patterns as well. There you go. Here we go, another one. I don't think turning over a food bowl is a behavior that needs to be fixed necessarily. Many people don't give their hamster food in containers since they will hoard it anyway. As long as the bedding around the food is clean and dry, there's no damage from it being spread all over the place, as long as it's not out of the bloody cage. So not refilling a bowl isn't really punishing her. But it sounds like your hammy doesn't recognize you anymore and become cage territorial. 4 months is a long time in the life of a hamster, and I'm guessing your brother didn't handle it regularly while you were gone, and she lost her hand taming. Is there no way to have her with you when you go back to school? If not, retaming her may not be worthwhile since this will just happen again. Interesting. Any more? Hey, Ethan, welcome in, buddy. How's it going? Sorry, we're talking about pets. So I think it's because it's too much carry. My hamster doesn't like carrots. So yeah, so I think what you got to do is look at what. But then actually, you can't. It's an interesting one. I don't know with hamsters. So we did this with our cat. Now, our cat also is very picky with food, and but you know the food that the cat would eat is quite expensive. And actually, it turns out the cat will eat food that it doesn't like. It's just that it's picky. So what we did was we would buy cheaper food as like backup in case we ran out of the good stuff. And there was good stuff for a reason. Like we don't want the cat to get blocked up bladder and stuff because that'll get it really expensive. So we buy the nice stuff, my partner buys the nice stuff because it actually prevents the cat from having a blocked urethra and getting like crystals in a pee pipe, which is really, really bad. So, so we kind of wanted to do that, but then we recognized that actually it started to get picky. So when we had the backup food, cat just wouldn't eat it. And not because of any health risk, just because he didn't like it. But what I did was I was like, well, no, it's got to eat it. So what we'll do is we'll leave the food there until he's so desperate, that's all he's got. Funny enough, he eats it and he'll get used to it. So it's not like we give him the bad stuff all the time, but it's like, you've got to still eat this stuff. It's not actually going to block anything up. It's not bad for you. You're just picky. So we kind of leave it there and let it starve until it does. And I think it's a parenting technique as well. It's like, you're not going to eat your broccoli. That's all you've got to eat. You're going to get hungry enough that you eat the broccoli. So eat it. Go for it. Ethan has a pet dog. So have your pet dog done any of the weird kind of pet things? So we talked about cats bringing in strange animals and letting, practicing hunting and then, jumping on the counter and stuff like that. Hamsters throwing food around. What kind of things do dogs do? They eat their own poo and their vomit, which is great. It's lovely. It's a really nice habit that they have. I know if you don't house train them, of course, they pee everywhere and everything. That's terrible. It's a terrible time. I think one thing with dogs is just the fact that they can really smell. And I know that you bathe them every so often. I don't know how often you're supposed to bathe them, but they bathe them every so often. But it's that. So hang on, guys. I sneezed this morning, and now he's scared of me. Oh no! Oh, did you scare your dog, Ethan, with a sneeze? That's hilarious. Right now, what some of you don't know is today. We've got less than an hour left. I've got a hard finish at 1:30. Hard stop. Done. All right. So that means in order for us to get through this episode of Dan's Den, I've got to do this quote and then we get on with the quiz, which is a nice, easy 10 questions. But what I want to do is make sure we get through that. All right. So first of all, we will actually, now that we've spoken about stuff, I'm actually going to give you the quote here as well. So here it is. The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. And of course, it's a funny old quote because dreaming is what happens when you're asleep, except for daydreaming. So, bamboozled you with your funny way of wording things. The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. And there's so many different topics around this that I want to talk about. And actually, there's one that there's one point that I definitely wanted to come to, which jumped to my head straight away, but then other stuff came to me afterwards. So the first thing that came to my head was the fact that for us to kind of make our dreams come true, it's laid in idealism, right? It's laid in this perfection, this element of everything will happen and everything's going to happen wonderfully and it's all going to be great. Dreams, yada, yada, yada. And actually, well, some people speak to this of, you know, you can't dream because it's not all going to come true and it's not all going to be reality, etc., etc. Now, I'm going to co-opt some of that narrative to speak on dreams coming true. Now, I don't believe that a person cannot have everything they want, right? But of course, a person, and every time I say this, I know that there's this belief that apparently everyone wants to have, millions of pounds and they want to have big houses and stuff like that. No, because this is actually the undertone of what I say when I say everyone can have what they want, is that not everyone knows what they want. And again, some people just want to have a nice, normal life. And I just like, yeah, you can have that. Go get it. Go and have your normal life. Go and live it. If that's your dream, go get it. That's fine. But I think the part where it says like you have to wake up is I think there's an element of reality that kicks in where it's like you can have everything you want, but you cannot get it by doing only the things you want. That's the part where it's hard. You cannot get it by only doing the things you want to do. That part, no. What it is actually you would need to wake up and deal with some of the tougher things that we don't want to deal with. And I say we on purpose because there are some things I don't want to have to deal with either, that we have to do in order to get the things we want in life. And that can be talking about that thing that we really don't ever want to talk about, addressing that problem that we have that we really don't want to address, looking at ourselves in a way that goes, man, I know I'm a bad person in this context, but I really don't want to pay attention to the fact. I don't want to take on the guilt of acknowledging fully that I'm a bad person in this area. But those are the sorts of things that we may have to face up to. So if you imagine, for example, and I always position it like this: if there was a dream life you wanted, okay, and what I would force and an exercise I would do is think of a dream life that you want. Now think of the worst thing that you could possibly do, right? The worst thing you possibly do in order to get that thing. If you would not do the worst thing, and I really mean like the worst thing you can think of, right? If you could not do the worst thing you could possibly think of in order to get that thing, maybe you don't want that thing enough, right? Maybe you don't want that thing enough. If, for example, and on the other way, really challenge yourself. If you would do some really, really nasty stuff in order to get that goal, maybe that thing isn't bad enough. Who knows? But weigh it up. Because I think that it's an acknowledgement of some of the challenges that we would have to face in order to get the things we want. And I'm not saying that, we'd have to walk through broken glass and drag ourselves through a bed of scorpions or something like that in order to get where we want. But it's really facing up to some certain things that actually, are really hard to face up to. And obviously, a lot of the time, it's psychological stuff. It's stuff within ourselves, blockages that we have. For example, I spoke to someone on Monday during a training session, right? So I was doing the public speaker training session. And she said like, I'm really struggling with practicing. And I really struggle with preparing and da-da-da. And that seems to be my downfall. And then she went on to say, but I'm a perfectionist and I'm a procrastinator. And I just can't. I can't start early. I just can't. And all I was thinking to myself was, well, that actually is the very hill that you need to climb in order to get to that place that you're trying to get to in terms of preparation. Starting earlier. That's it. The thing that you're saying you cannot do is the thing you say is the thing that needs to be done in order to achieve the very goal you're trying to achieve. But you saying you can't, that's it. And this is exactly that point I'm making is wake up. It's time to smell the coffee and smell the bullshit and basically go, you're going to have to do the thing. And if you're not able to do the thing it takes to get that thing, then maybe you don't want that thing enough. Then that's a direct example of what I'm talking about here. If you are not able or wanting to do the thing, maybe you don't want that enough. And that's fine. You can say that's absolutely fine. Maybe that's not the thing. And if you feel bad about it, maybe it's because you feel bad about letting go of the goal or the dream, not necessarily what the dream is, but the fact that you had something to strive towards that you're letting go of. And now it's like, well, back to square one again, right? Wish you had coffee now. Where were you, Twigsy? You should have come in earlier. Get the coffees in early. That's the whole point. So it's facing up to those things. And I have these I have these conversations often, you know, I want this, but I just can't do this, but this is just so difficult, but da-da-da. And sometimes there is a legitimate reason. I'll give you a personal one of mine, right? So there is a process I can go through in order to get more work, in which I could cold call people. And cold calling is when you just call someone out of the blue, you've never spoken before in your life, and you call them and start talking to them about this thing you're selling, right? That could be a way that I could go about selling my wares. The thing is, the reason that I absolutely do not want to do that is because for me, it is a very strong belief, but that process does not work in regard to the kind of service that I offer. The last thing I want to do is push a service onto someone that they don't really want, they're not really convinced in buying, and convince them to buy it, because that means that their decision, the decision that's been made, is not their own. And that is a tantamount point. I need them to have made that decision because I need them to be on board. Otherwise, my services will not work. It will not work. I cannot make it my decision for them to have the service that I'm selling. It has to be their decision. So that would be why I cannot go through that process. But it's not a case of, oh, I can't do it because I feel bad and I hate cold calling people and that cannot be the reason. Because then all I'm saying is the reason I don't want to do it is because I don't want to do it. That's not good enough. I really want to make sales and more money, and I really want to be able to, you know, buy nice things and have a nice life, but I just don't want to have to call people to do it. Does that sound like I really want that dream, or does it sound like I'm being an entitled, spoiled brat? Right? I just don't want to call people. I want everything, but I just don't want to call people. No. So I think that's a part of it, definitely. Your dog held me up. She wouldn't poop. Oh, here we go. See, you see this? Twigsy's not even aware of the conversation we just had, but immediately. Pets. Why? Why do we have pets? I might talk about that tomorrow. That can be tomorrow's topic. I'm going to put that down. Why do we have pets? And explore that topic. Because honestly, don't worry, Twigsy. It's not something you said. It's just that this has been a topic moving forward. Why? Oh God. Why do we have pets? That'll be tomorrow's topic. I'll go into that tomorrow. Why do we have pets? I'll put that there. There we go. Done. Honestly, we've been talking about pets the whole time, Twigsy, before you came in. But again, I'm coming off at 1:30 solid. So that's why I'm kind of pushing things through, because I love the fact that we've been going on longer, but some days we just can't. I can't be here the whole time. The other part of this is that I think what it speaks to as well is when you daydream or when you're dreaming about stuff, you're not in a position to do things, right? Technically, when you're dreaming, you're asleep. You're inactive. However, when you're actually awake, when you're active, you're able to do stuff. And I think that's what that speaks to. It's an element of you are now awake, you're conscious, you're reading this. Now you are able to do something about this. Right now, you are capable of making stuff happen. Make your dreams a reality. Okay, and I think that's another thing that speaks to. It's like you've got to bring yourself back down to ground and also be aware of where you're at. Right, be conscious. Basically, be conscious of where you're at, what your skills are, what your abilities are, what you cannot do, what you can do, and then use all of that information to start from where you are and get going. Don't try and think that you're where you're not, because actually that was another mistake that I made, and I see a lot of people make this mistake. They believe that their starting point is where someone else is at. But no, because they're not aware of exactly what strengths they have. They could have a different starting point altogether, right? Or their weaknesses. They might actually need to pull back a bit and start from a different place. And so that consciousness and awareness of self allows you to start from a much better place, to have a good rolling bit of energy to get moving on what you're trying to achieve in your life. So it's important to go from there for sure and make that the thing. So yes, that was it. Twigsy, I'm going to read out for you because I realized you weren't here when I read it. So the quote was, the best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. That's what it says right there. And of course, some of you have already done that, right? Some of you have become aware. Some of you are aware that actually, you know, you may not be aware of the big goal that you're trying to achieve, right? You may not be aware of exactly what you're here to do on earth. But in more immediate cases, you're aware that your goal might be to develop a more positive mindset, right? To be more productive, to stop spending so much time doing this thing or that thing, right? And so you've woken up and you've gone, hey, do you know what? This isn't what I want. This isn't it. This is not it. I need to change this. And so you've woken up and you've done something about it, And that would be exactly what that speaks to. Again, it's not a big dream, but it's a dream nonetheless. And a dream is achieved, of course, when you find yourself not necessarily desiring so much to want it to change. Because if it was the dream, why would you want to change it? So the more you're working towards it, the more you can say you're living in that immediate dream of not wanting to spend time doing a thing, or developing, again, more positive behaviors, developing more positive thought patterns, having a more positive routine, being productive. And you can congratulate yourselves on those things by recognizing that you're working towards micro dreams. You're working towards micro goals. And that's great. That's great. But you wake up and you do it. One of the biggest bugbears I can think to, and actually I think this is it. This might be why I've also looked at myself a little bit and actually wanted to address it, is when people complain about certain things and do absolutely nothing to change it in themselves. They do nothing in themselves to change it. And I don't mean like they go out in the world and start being activists and they start trying to change the thing they don't like. I mean, they don't start changing themselves. They constantly and continue to respond to the thing by externalizing it, instead of going inwards and going, wait, what is the problem I have with this thing, before then going out and doing something about it. And it drives me mad. It really does. It really annoys me. It's like, if this is a continuous problem that you have, why have you not paid attention to why it bothers you, as opposed to continuing to complain about it and, surprise, surprise, nothing changes. Oh, surprise, surprise, nothing changes. Honestly, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but it's something that really, I'm just like, oh, how can you not realize this? That talking about something doesn't change it. Just talking about something does not change it enough for it to be better. And why on earth? How does a person become so entitled that they think that something should change on behalf of them? I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. In fact, no, I do know where it comes from. And it's not actually anything particularly bad. It's just that I think as children, we're grown and raised in that kind of environment. Not spoiled, but sometimes, we cry and we get fed. We'll scream and we'll get our nappy changed. And eventually we grow up, and our parents, of course, will look after us and love us to a certain degree. And so things will happen, and we'll have stuff, we'll get upset about something, and it will change for us because we don't have the capacity to change it ourselves. So our parents will do it for us. But then we grow up and we don't unlearn that. We continue to get upset about things and expect them to change for us, not realizing that we're only responding to a child's experience of the world, which is, I'm going to cry and this is going to change. And that's it. And it goes all the way through adulthood, which is why you also see adults, again, cry and moan and bitch about stuff. And it's not I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. It's happening as we speak, right? I'm literally talking about it, moaning about it, and thinking, I don't know, maybe I don't want to defend myself and say I'm not expecting it to change, but I'm bitching and moaning about it, right? So it's that thing. We grow up and we go, it's not going to change. But I that's why I say it's something I want to address in myself, because I'm aware that this is something that has been going on for a while. And I'm thinking, I think we need to look at this, Dan, because it is a problem with me. It's a problem I have with myself that I need to look at and go, why does that bother you so much? Right? Why is that such an issue? So I'll address that. But it's the continual thing. It's constant. And there's no action taken, right? Nothing is done. It's like, come on. It's not going to change. And it won't change. It will be there forever. That will be the behavioral thing, right? So, of course, I need to change the way I respond to it, not necessarily try and change the thing itself. That's what it is. That is what it is. Right. Cool. Okay, then. Good chat, everyone. So let us, I'm going to take track of who's in the room. Who is in the room? Veronica, here. Twigsy, here. Grace, are you here? You ready for the quiz? Ethan, are you doing the quiz? You having a little gaming session? What are you up to? What are you doing? What are your plans right now? Yeah, someone else joined, and they joined silently, so I'm not sure exactly who it was, but someone else is here. Veronica, yep, you're here. Ethan, your game. Oh, look at you. All right, look at Ethan over here. Multitasker extraordinaire. All right, cool. Ethan's in. Good stuff. Twigsy, we're just waiting on you, unless your dog has not pooped yet. Oh, it's again struggling to poop. Is your dog okay? Has it pooped? Or is it full of shit? You're welcome. You're welcome. That one's for free. Okay, cool. And then there's one more person in here who again, there's a lurker again. I love it. I'm always acknowledging you, person who's not typing anything out. Always acknowledging you. I might take a stab at it and say Sawadni. I'm going to say that. I feel like that might be who it is. Maybe. I feel like that's who it is. But nonetheless, I'm just going to say that and leave it there. Okay then, right, so let's go. We have got a world geography going to extremes quiz. Okay, now what we'll do here is we're going to, for the fun, we're going to go for the closest answer wins, which is nice. And I'm going to stop taking points off because I think that's just, it's just too much. What else? So we'll do that. And then after that, what I'm going to do is if you get it spot on, then 5 points. And if you get it closest, then it's 3 points. All right. So that's how we'll make it work. So here we go. Round one. Question one. Mount Everest is the world's tallest summit above sea level. What is its height? What is the height of Mount Everest? And I want that in meters. In meters, please. What is the height of Mount Everest in meters? Too tall. 2 tall meters. Is that it? Is that like 2 tall meters? Is taller metric for number of meters? Tall represents how many meters? Like 365 meters, 2 meters. So 2 times 472. Is that about it? Okay, so 80,000 there. That's 80,000, Veronica. We're going to read that out. What do we reckon? What do we think? Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Jack's in the building. 69,000. 420. All right, we're memeing out the distances. We're memeing them out. I love it. Okay, Grace is 7,000. So Jack's in the room. I'm going to put you on the leaderboard, Jack. Welcome. Let me just put some music on quickly. I'll play that in the background. There we go. Cool. All right, so has everyone answered? Who's not answered? Twigsy again. Big brain. Where are you? Come on. I have to put a timer on this otherwise. So Veronica says 80,000 meters. Ethan says 69,000 meters. Jack said 420 meters. And 7,000 meters. Okay. There we go. Minecraft intro again. What do you mean? Are you asking me to play Minecraft music? Because what I can do, 7,900. Wow, you really typed it out, huh? I might jump between the two. Oh, just the Minecraft intro song. All right, I'll play that one. Hang on. I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to tell me what that is because I can't. It's not up here on Spotify. At least I don't know the name of it. I don't know what it's called. Right. I know how to type that numbers. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so good. Everyone's answers are in. So the correct answer was, well, the closest answer was you, Twigsy. Well done. The actual highest, the height is 8,850 meters. So it's actually 8,850 meters. Which means Twigsy, you win the points. Well done. 3 points to you. I'm just going to say now, just to put things into perspective, 80 kilometers is a long way. So hang on, the perimeter of Earth. So just so you get this in perspective, one trip around the outside of the Earth is 40,000 kilometers. So what both of you are saying is that Mount Everest is taller, in some cases twice as tall as the Earth is around. Not quite. Just thought I'd let you know, just a little bit of, there you go. The question was, how tall is Mount Everest? How tall is Mount Everest? Okay, right, round two. The next one. What is the world's largest desert that stretches more than 3,000 miles? What's the name of that desert? The world's largest desert that stretches more than 3,000 miles. What is it called? Right, while they're doing that, I'll find out the name of the Minecraft intro song, and they'll play it. But does it have a name? This is it. I feel like this is it. I don't know. No clue. So Grace don't know. Jack Rolls says Sahara. Ethan says Sahara. Twigsy says Sahara. Okay then. So the correct answer is indeed the Sahara Desert. It's 3,000 miles long. That is insane. Actually, I want to put this in perspective. 1 second. So the Sahara Desert. So Twigsy, Ethan, and Jack, 5 points for all of you. Well done. Twigsy, Ethan, and Jack. Good. So hang on. Length of UK. Let's see. No. So, wow. Okay, so here we go. Just to put things in perspective, I just had to double check this. That can't be right. So the distance from the southwest, which is down, well, technically to you guys, if Cornwall's here and Wales is there, southwest is down here, northeast is up there. So that's the longest distance across the UK, and it's 874 miles. The Sahara Desert is 3,000 miles long. And the longest distance from the longest distance across the UK is 874. Bloody hell. No, it can't be 3 million miles. It cannot be 3 million miles. No. 3 million miles is ridiculous. Do you have any idea? 3 million miles. Hang on. 3 million miles from Earth. Let's go 3 million miles from Earth. It's 13 times the distance between the Earth and the Moon. The Sahara cannot possibly be 3 million miles. Hang on. How have you got 3 million? How long is the Sahara Desert? How have you got 3 million miles? No, it's 3,000. It's 3.3 million square miles. That's different. So square miles would be the area of the Sahara Desert. Sorry. So yeah, no. There you go. That is different. Yeah, because when you do square miles, you're looking at a space. You're looking at. So, for example, the length of this post-it note is from there to there. When I do squares, right? If I do square centimeters, so let's say this is 15 centimeters, something like that. Yeah, 15 centimeters, right? That's the length of this post-it note. But if I were to say that it's like 15 by 10, it's actually 150 centimeters squared, right? Because that's now the area across there as well as down here, the whole space of this thing. So there it is. That's different. That's the difference. One is just one length. The other one encompasses both dimensions. Okay. So cool. All right then. Blimey, that's big. I didn't realize it was that big. Right. Number 3, round 3. I typed that wrong. Round 3. Okay. Where is the world's hottest place, which reached a temperature of 58 degrees centigrade? 58 degrees, right? So hang on. The hottest it gets in UK is Right, the previous recorded in Kent was in 2003, and it was 38.5 degrees Celsius. The highest temperature ever recorded, 38.7, sorry. And that was at the Botanist Garden last year. But previous to that, it was 38.5. So that's the hottest it's ever been in human history in the UK. And the hottest place in the world consistently is 58 degrees, a whole 20 degrees warmer than that. Where is it? Grace says Spain. Okay, cool. Say Spain. I'm just going to leave C418 on. He's the artist. They are. I don't know whether it's a guy or a girl. Excuse me. They are the artist for Minecraft, Jack. So I'm just leaving them on and letting them play. So Grace says Spain. Jack says Delol. I don't know if that's. I don't know. Where is that? Is that? Hang on. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right then. Then what does Twigsy say? Yeah. Thanks, Jack. There you go. It's into Ethiopia. What does Ethan say? What does Jack say? Jack says, Veronica, sorry. Ethan and Veronica. What are you saying? What do you reckon? And Twigsy, actually. Hottest place in the world at 58 degrees. Where are we? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, then cool. So we've got Dalal, Egypt, Libya, Spain. All right, the correct answer is, and this will surprise you, actually, it's actually Death Valley in the USA. Death Valley in the USA. So basically, if I get up a map, hang on, where is Death Valley? And I believe it runs right through the center of the USA. So near California. No, hang on. Death Valley National Park. There you go. It's not really right through the center. It's in California, between Las Vegas and, well, California, the state of California. There you go. Where's Las Vegas? Las Vegas, Nevada. So between Las Vegas and San Francisco, not in the middle, but between the two. Death Valley National Park is so hot, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's a combination of the lack of water, its geography, and materials that make up the valley. The hot air rises along the valley walls, cools slightly, and then falls back to the valley floor to be heated more by the hot sand and low elevation air pressure. So it's a combination of a bunch of things that actually makes it so hot. And it's not just, the fact that it's maybe on the equatorial line. It's the fact that it's what it's made of makes it so hot. And what's interesting, what I didn't know, was that, is that Yosemite? Wow. So next, not far away from Death Valley, is Yosemite National Park, which is actually a very well forested and, what's the word? Kind of jungle-like area. Very mountainous still, but full of trees and wildlife, and there's a lot of bears in that area. I've been there, and it's amazing. But that means the Grand Canyon is somewhere around here. Hang on. Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. No, it's not. Oh my God, it's completely somewhere else. Oh, wow. Jesus, we did quite a journey. Wow. There's Albuquerque. Bloody hell. That's amazing. So yeah, that's it. It's Death Valley in the USA. Odd flex, but okay. Yeah, right, isn't it? Okay. So then next one, number 3. What is the largest freshwater lake holding 5.5 thousand cubic miles of water? So bear in mind, just to explain straight away, Twigsy, that square miles, right? How can I do it? Let's see. Oh, if I use this book, so length is one way, that's one distance. Then if we're encompassing both these distances, that's squared. But now we're encompassing the top, the side, and the depth. That's cubic measurements, right? So it's no longer squares, it's cubed. So when you're using something that has more than 3 planes of a measurement, it turns to cubed. So that's why it's cubic miles, right? So for example, now a glass has cubic measurement, this flask has cubic measurement. Technically everything to a degree has a cubic measurement, because it's got a third dimension, but it'd be very hard to get a cubic measurement, let's say, of this piece of paper because it's so thin, but it does have one because it has a certain level of thickness, because if it had no thickness, it wouldn't exist. So, yeah, what is the largest freshwater lake holding 5,500 cubic miles of water? Can you name it? What is it? Oh, no. Oh, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. That's very rubbish. Very, very rubbish. Not good at all. Oh my lord. Wow, there's got to be some creepy stuff in here. Oh, is it frozen? Oh. Awesome. That's terrifying and awesome all at the same time. What on earth is that? Oh, right. Okay, cool. That is so cool, but so scary. I'm looking at a picture of this lake and yeah, like it's mad. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. Welcome back, Ethan. Good stuff. Good stuff. Veronica texting me. Hopefully Veronica gets back. Hopefully she does. Fingers are crossed. So what do we think? Ethan, what's the largest lake in terms of cubic, largest lake holding 5,500 cubic miles of water? Largest lake in the world. Freshwater lake. Freshwater lake. Not just lake, but freshwater lake. Don't know. Lake Michigan. Okay, a big one. All right, cool. So the correct answer was, it was indeed Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal in Russia. And it's 5,500 meters. Well done, Jack. Good stuff. Excellent. 5 points to you. And yeah, it's huge, but it's also frozen a lot of the time, and it's quite fantastic to look at. Some of the pictures are amazing. But yeah, apparently it's one of the deepest lakes ever, which is amazing. Right, number 5 even. Here we go. Sorry, I'm going to turn this down. I'm struggling with that one. Right, where is the world's coldest inhabited place? Where it has been minus 68 degrees centigrade. Wow. The coldest place, the coldest inhabited place. The coldest inhabited place in the world at minus 68 degrees. Where do you think it is? Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Sorry, 1 second. I've just realized something. I did a naughty thing there. So, hang on. Where's that? No. Oh my god. Spain's there. Egypt and Libya. Where's Libya? Oh, okay. By the way, sorry, I realized I didn't do it. Grace, when you answered Spain for the hottest place in the world, you were actually the closest person to the correct answer, and I didn't give you points for it. So I'm going to give you points for that. You're the closest person to the correct answer, so I'm going to make sure you're given that. Okay. So the coldest inhabited place where it's been minus 68 degrees. Okay, hang on. So, Twigsy, what do you think the answer is? Still waiting for you there. Hopefully Veronica gets back, poor thing. Where's Trixie? There you go. Okay. All right then, good. So the correct answer to this question is Oymyakon in Russia. So well done to Twigsy and Jack. Well done, good stuff. There we go. Okay, next one. Number 6. The Pacific Ocean is the world's largest ocean. How much of the globe does it cover? Now, I want a percentage here. Give me a percentage of how much it covers. Give me a rough percentage. Take a guess and let me know. Oh, wait, I didn't put the round number in. Take a guess. What percentage of the world does the Pacific Ocean cover? Oh. Okay. Oh, Ethan, you're 1 mark off memeing it. You nearly memed it. You merely memed it, but you thought maybe best stay away from it. All right. Okay, fair enough. So, oh, you memed it. There you go. You memed it. Amazing. Good stuff. Okay, so the correct answer was 30%. Indeed, it's 30% of the world is covered by the Pacific Ocean. So well done to Jack and to Grace. Good stuff. Okay, excellent. Next one. The Pacific Ocean. Oh, no, sorry. Hang on. Here we go. Now then, in meters, Hawaii's Mauna Loa is the world's largest active volcano. How high does it rise? So in meters, Hawaii's Mauna Loa is the world's largest active volcano. How high does it rise? Now, if we remember how large Mount Everest was, then we can base that, make sure we don't go over the top. And I'm going to give you that one for free. It's not going to be higher than Mount Everest, is it? It's not going to be higher than that. Oh, round 7. Hang on. 420. 420 meters. Nice. Okay. 4169. Okay. Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum. Grace, what do you think? Trixie 3000. Okay, cool. So the correct answer to this one was it was indeed 4,169 meters. So well done to Jack. Again, now then, I'm going to say this out loud, and I'm really going to mean it. Jack, you're getting too many of these bang on correct. And that's all I'm going to say. You're getting too many of these bang on correct. All right. So I'm just going to leave that there, and it's just getting a little bit suspicious. So I'm just going to say that much. All right. So then here we go. Number 8. What cave system has thousands of paintings and is amongst the oldest sites on Earth? So what cave system has thousands of paintings and is among the oldest sites on Earth? It's nothing to do with social life, Jack. I don't think it's anything to do with your social life. And again, you saying you'll get some wrong if I won, it makes it even more suspicious, buddy. So I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that. I just find it interesting that out of the thousands of different numbers that you possibly could have thought of, you've just so happened to get the largest cubic meters in the Russian cave. You just so happen to get that. You also just so happen to get the coldest inhabited place in the earth, and you just so happen to get, nail on the head, the largest active volcano in the world. It just so happens to get it. It's just interesting to me, that's all. And you've done it consistently. So what cave system has thousands of paintings and is among the oldest sites on Earth? Okay. The Sistine Chapel, that's actually just a big chapel. That's not it. Okay. So, no idea. Okay. Twigsy, you're not sure. Ethan, 42069. I love it. Okay. So, the correct answer to this one. Oh, crap. Hang on. Oh, God, I've lost it. One second. Because it had a really funny name. One second. Where is it? Here we go. It's called the Lascaux Grotto in France. The Lascaux Grotto in France. So, hang on, round 9. Who guessed? Who actually took a guess? See, technically, now because it's in France, technically, Jack, you got the closest answer, but I can't really allow that because it's not appropriate. So I'm not gonna allow that one. But Twigsy, you're the only one who actually guessed something. So I guess that's going to have to be you. So there we go, Twigsy, you get 3 points. Boom, nicely done. Okay, the next one. What is? Hang on. Oh God, I've lost it again. Here we go. The next one, round 9. An area of water that is mostly surrounded by land. What's it called? Okay, so again, I'll ask that question again. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong question. Hang on. An area of water that is mostly surrounded by land. Okay. An area of water that is mostly surrounded by land. What's it called? Beachhead, swamp lake, da-da-da-da. Okay, an island. Grace, I hate to tell you, that's the opposite. Now, hang on. I just need to do one quick Google. Okay, right, cool. So the correct answer to this question is a bay. It's called a bay. And the closest person to that is actually Ethan with lake. So I'm going to give you the points because actually once you close off a bay, it becomes a lake. An island is actually when you have a piece of land that's mostly surrounded by water. And the reason it's not lake, Ethan, is because it's mostly, if I said a body of water that's completely surrounded by land, maybe lake, but a bay is when it's not necessarily, it's mostly surrounded by water, right? Which means that not all of it is. So fair enough. And then beachhead is technically, again, where it's more, I would say, so that's actually where, what was it now? There was a landing. It's a temporary, I'll just read it out here. I'm not even going to try and pretend. A beachhead is a temporary line created when a military unit reaches a landing beach by sea and begins to defend the area while other reinforcements help out. So no, that unfortunately was not it. Okay, right, the last question. The last question. Here we go. So, on what continent are several of the world's most populated cities? That's the last question. On what continent are several of the world's most populated cities? Okay, good. What else? What other guesses we want? Oh, wow. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry, I've got a load of like cat hair all over my legs, and as I'm brushing it, it's just collecting and becoming more clumped. So I'm just getting a bit hooked on that. Sorry. Right. So, Asia. Ethan says Africa. Okay. And Jack, what do you reckon then? What's your guess? What is your guess here? What do you think it is? Okay. So the correct answer to this, the final question is Asia. Asia has the most populated, several of the world's most populated cities. So congratulations then to Twigsy and Grace. Well done, Twigsy and Grace. 13. All right, cool. And there we go. That concludes it. So in reverse order, our winners of today's round, of today's quiz, they go as follows. In third place is Grace with 13. So well done, Grace. Good stuff. Congratulations. In second place is Twigsy with 21 points. So well done. Good stuff. Excellent. And then Jack, the leader of this quiz, well done, Jack, with 25 points. Excellent work, buddy. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I will say the only reason I made that comment about being suspicious is that these were all very, very specific questions. And it was the speed at which you'd answered them and the accuracy at which you'd answered. That's all it was. So pardon me if you felt like I was accusing you of anything, but at the same time, I hope you understand that the accuracy at which you were answering these questions, the fact that the spelling was all correct, when usually you don't actually type like that as well. You usually have typos in your text. So the spelling was all correct. They were very accurate answers, and they were back to back in a row, and they were answered very quickly. That was the only thing. So I hope you understand that, yeah, exactly. It just looked a little bit like, okay, whoa, wait a minute, buddy. So, but well done. You won. Excellent. So on the leaderboard, I can put the points in. So points to Jack there. Grace gets points as well. And then Twigsy also gets points. Congratulations. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on. There we go. All right, cool. Now, Twigsy, you are actually catching up with Veronica on the leaderboard. You're actually catching up here. So this is all looking good. So that's it. That is it for today. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to discuss tomorrow, why do we have pets? Right? And it might seem like a silly question, but I'm going to bring that in. So tomorrow, 12 o'clock, come in, join us, and discuss the reasoning that we have domesticated animals. And what I might do is, on the live, we'll do a little bit of research, look into it, and actually answer the question, like, why did we ever domesticate animals? What was it for? And I'm sure that you know, we know some of the answers, but still to this day, we may not need cats and dogs for the reason we used to think. So we'll see how it goes. It's a nice gesture, Jack. I think it's a nice thing to do, but no, you know, you said you just happen to know, so I'm gonna believe you that you just happen to know these things. So you get the points. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. And everyone's here for the joy, not for the points. That's the point. So, so yes, because actually, I want to say this. I haven't actually said there's a prize yet. I want to, but I don't know what the hell it would be. So I can't say, like, you know, the winner of the big quiz gets anything, because I don't know what it would be at this point. It's hard to say, but I'll see if I can figure something out. But anyway. Thank you very much for today. Appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll talk about why we have pets, and we'll figure out another wonderful quiz, and we'll have a nice long chat and see what the weekend might have in store for us as well. But guys, have a wonderful 24 hours or 23 and a half. Pleasure seeing all of you. Much love until tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.